Live.
I got it, Vinton. Oh no, the double ping.
What do you mean? There's only one.
There's only one. All right, welcome anyone who is here already and anyone who's watching this in the future. We are back with the start of a triple header on Saturday, but two back-to-back and then a little break before the third one. So right now we've got a stream between the London Shockwave taking on the San Diego Pachirisus. That will be immediately followed by the New York Empoleon taking on the Venus Weejuisaur. And then later this evening will be the final game. We are not quite there yet, but that will be at about 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that's going to be the Roman Empoleons and the Canadian Cerulages. We'll talk more about them later, obviously, as we get into their games. But for now, I am not alone. I am joined here by a first-time commentator?
Second time. Maybe third.
Okay. But welcome on in, Boyd.
What's up?
And for anyone who is new to the TBL, we are going to be having this first battle. It'll take however long it takes. There's not like, any specific expectation for timing. We will then have the two coaches join us for a little bit of post-battle chat while we get things set up for the next game, and then we will jump into the next game. So there will be a little bit of a break between where the coaches talk about this battle, and then we have the pre-game stuff for the next one. But for now, let's talk about the London Shockwave and Addi taking on the San Diego Pachirisus and upgraded Rotom. Boyd?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. What you want me to say?
Anything you want to say?
Oh man. Yeah.
Take here.
Yeah. The other Sun team commentating the other Sun team, and then I helped out Rotom a little bit with his sets, play testing. So we got to see some ideas, things that worked, things that didn't, and we'll see what happens.
Sure. And for everyone's relevant knowledge here, this is Rotom's first TBL battle, so that's super exciting. This is probably the hardest person you could take on in the league right now. Addi played in one season of the TBL previously. She went undefeated, won the championship, and then galloped off into the sunset. And is now back to defend that title, as well as attempt to assert her dominance as best TBL player of all time, which I said she couldn't do based on a single season. So she's trying to prove me wrong, or not wrong, but assert that she is the best, and we'll see where that gets all of us in a little bit. But the London Shockwave are going to be some combination of the Pokemon of Weavile, Charizard, Great Tusk, Vileplume, Cresselia, Hatterene, Lilligant, Hisuian Lilligant, Tinkaton, Raging Bolt, and Ninetales. Do you want to talk about the Pachirisus?
Yeah, I don't remember who all's on his team, but I know that he at least has.
You can look at the stream; it's here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you could look at even Finfin's feed here in this call.
Cool.
We have technology.
Oh, yeah. One of us.
You don't have to just do this blind.
Okay, yeah, he's got not Gligar, fucking Lithor, Astoys, Mimikyu, Terra Okidogi, Terra Galvantula, Terra Talonflame, as well as the Iron Crown, the Iron Gudra, and the Hammerot. A lot of water types. A lot of water. Yeah. Yeah, a little concerning with the Raging Bolt and the Hilligan, but I think in any game, most people would not expect you to bring all three water types anyway. So at the very least, he just has options, right? You may see a water type, you don't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out as well is just that Addi's Terra Captains are the Charizard and the Hisuian Lilligant, whereas the San Diego Pachirisus and Rotom have the three Terra Captains in Talonflame, Okidogi, and Galvantula. This is because Rotom chose not to take an S-tier Pokemon, instead opting for no higher than A-tier. Addi does have the S-tier Great Tusk, on her team, so she only got to take 2 Terra Captains, where Rotom gets 3, which adds to a little more of that flexibility, a little more of that, you know, not lack of certainty, because this is not a Terra preview league and it is free Terra, so having an extra Terra Captain can make it much harder to prepare for. But having an S tier Pokemon obviously also important. So either way, I'm excited for this battle. I know you said you helped Rotom a little bit. I did not help either of these coaches, so I don't know any of what they, you know, how they prepared their sets or anything like that. But we are pretty much good to go at this point, so I'll go ahead and give them the nod, and we'll get this battle started.
Oh, man. What a time to be alive.
Isn't it, though? The technology we have is incredible.
It is fascinating. I mean, truly. I was over here. I was concerned. I needed the stream and I needed the pace. So I had them on, you know, Google Photos on my phone, and I was flipping through everything. Lo and behold, this menu appeared before me.
I'm not sure exactly what Rotom is doing now.
Game froze. They had to restart.
Game froze.
You don't see today.
No. That's a 10% chance off an Ice Beam, you know? It is cold outside.
This is true. It's about a 75% outside my house right now.
Oh, it's definitely 100% if I stepped outside my house right now.
It is. I cannot wait to build an igloo in a snowman.
We already faced the blizzard, so.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to get another one this weekend, I think.
Not where I am. Maybe up where you are, you're gonna get some.
Yeah.
It's mostly down south.
Yeah, they're calling for some. It's not going to be another 10 inches or anything, but
I think we got where I was in the last storm. We definitely got more than that. It was a big storm.
I
Got like the entirety of the eastern half of the United States too, which is crazy to me.
did.
And, like everyone from like Texas to Maine was impacted by that storm.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, I can tell you my parents didn't get any snow. Not until today.
I was staying with my mom actually to help her out with the shoveling and stuff, so I can tell you she did get snow. Can confirm.
Can, in fact, confirm. Scout and report.
I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. Game also, it does look frozen again. I'm not sure if that's our feed or if that's the switch.
Rotom's putting in there as well. Like, I'm asking, is the game working? The screen froze again, but they're not sure what's happening. It looks like it froze on our end as well.
Yeah, I don't see. It does look like it's frozen.
Let it go. Let it go. Whoa.
Had you said game just started, this is the screen that Rotom sees, though. That's not good.
That's hilarious. We do not have the technology.
Nope, technology is failing us.
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to take a quick nap. Oh, I'm going to get my pillow. Oh. My nice heated blanket. Oh.
All right, yeah, everyone go get some water, snacks. Lock in, everybody. We're gonna try to get through this all.
I've never seen this before.
No, I've never seen a game do this. It's just like freezing like this.
Well, still
I've
going
had
through
my,
on the
my
opponent's
feed
end.
freeze.
Yeah.
I've had my feed freeze. If I switch between like what HDMI switch I'm using on my computer, sometimes the like my XSplit freaks out and the feed freezes, but the game is fine, you know? But it seems like Rotom's game is what's freezing, like the actual switch, which is really surprising.
Yeah, you know, it could be aliens.
I mean, that's the most logical explanation. Maybe the only one.
Some kind of electromagnetic interference.
It's the solar flares.
Yes, indeed. He did say there's no snow where he is, I think, earlier. So perhaps it is due to the aurora borealis. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
Addi's joined. I think at this point we might want to undeafen both Rotom and Addi.
They've deafened themselves, so I'm not sure I have the authority to undeafen them. Rotom is saying that we're going to switch from Rotom's feed to Addi's feed, which is fine.
You don't have the authority, huh?
The authority for what?
Command them, unmute thy mic.
I could just message them, but I think we're fine.
Oh man.
Right, so Addi's side is up. She is searching right now, so we're trying to get things there for you all as fast as possible. So bear with us as we make sure that we try to get this whole game seen. We don't want anyone to miss anything or, not know. So Fin doing an incredible job of editing on the fly. We really appreciate that.
Thanks, bud.
It's not an easy task. All right, it looks like we're into the game now. At least on Addi's side. And hopefully that is also going to be the case on Rotom's side. And we do see that it is Great Tusk, Raging Bolt, Hisuian Lilligant, Cresselia, Ninetales, and Charizard for Addi. On the side of Rotom, Boyd, if you want to rattle those off.
You've got that Goober Iron Crown, the Iron Hoodra, the Mimikyu, and there's that one water type, Blastoise. No Urshifu, no Hammerot, but then there is Gliscor and the Talonflame.
And Talon is a Terra Captain, as we know. On the other side, Hisuian Lilligant or the Charizard could both Terra.
Yes, indeed. Oh man, I wish I could hear the sound.
I don't know if Addi's stream has audio for us.
I don't think it does.
Okay.
I've got music playing in the background to be safe.
All right.
Okay.
And it is Ninetales versus Talonflame, so a couple of fire types right off the bat leading. And Talonflame immediately sets up a rain dance.
Buddy.
So winning the weather war instantaneously. Overheat going to do completely negligible damage. Ninetales, though, going to be able to use the eject pack to get out and eventually reset weather.
Yeah, that was one of his more fun ideas. Rain dance.
I mean, hey, bringing rain into a Sun team. It's a tried and true strategy.
It is unfortunate that he has to give up the priority flying type moves, but he's also prepared for Weather Ball here, knowing that with Rain Dance it is now a water type move on Bolt's end. I'm fairly confident he's accounting for that with this turn. He'll probably switch.
Well, he should outspeed, but he has to worry about Thunderclap as well, so
Yes.
just opting for a hard switch. Not going to go for a U-turn or anything like that. As we do see the Hisuian Gudra comes in, that is going to tank this now resisted Weather Ball.
This is exactly what happened in practice. There's no telling what's going to happen from here on out, but this was the plan.
I mean, this is about as optimal of a start as you can get then if you know that you're prepared for this,
Yeah,
this opening.
I'm confident my homie can't prevail.
In many, many games, preparing for your opponent's opening gets you in a good position, and then once you get to play from there, it's just more, you feel more confident, right? You're like, okay, I know what they did, I know how they're reacting, and I've prepared this moment. And the further you can get into the game with that preparation still intact, the better you are.
Yep. And there's really only a finite number of permutations of scenarios that you can run into without them being completely, iron ball trick with Cresselia. I'm maybe, but probably not.
Yeah, and like those kind of things do exist in draft, and people do bring them, and I think that is a very important part of the draft league format, right? Is being able to account for, okay, my opponent brought something I wasn't prepared for. What can I do next? But and being able to bring that surprise that works in the moment. Okay, this is the moment to show my super secret tech, and I do think that's a very significant part of draft league. And so far, though, it looks like Rotom's getting everything that they want.
Yeah, so far we'll see what happens.
Addi being forced to switch a whole bunch and not really know exactly how to answer the Hisuian Gudra, take some free damage, and we'll see how this goes. Obviously, Charizard coming in could bait a different move to Dragon Tail, and it does. In this case, it's Ice Beam, so Cresselia does get back in here.
All right, no freeze.
Hey, this isn't Godbear. If it was Godbear, that would have been a freeze.
Right. Yeah, I feel so bad for my homeboy. God, my homeboy. He has the most biblically bad luck I've ever seen in my life.
I don't understand how that boy continues to play in 9 leagues at a time. I would be so demoralized.
I mean,
each one, and my hacks are bad historically. I will not say that I have I think I have net negative hacks overall. But I do get positive hacks sometimes. It's net negative, but it's sometimes it works out and I get crazy good hacks. So I play because sometimes those moments are amazing and super satisfying. But in this case, Ninetales does get back in eventually off of a Dragon Tail and does get the sunlight to reinstate itself here.
Yeah, that was a lot of my concern with the Dragon Tail. I don't like that move in general. That's just my opinion, because it is equally as likely to get something that you want switched in as it is something that you absolutely fucking do not. You are giving them momentum.
Yes, but you're putting them in a random Pokemon for momentum, which definitely you can see Addi here is every time it's coming in is immediately I want the thing that was in before to still be in,
Yeah, but
so there is that aspect of it. But with the Thunder Wave on this, eventually a Dragon Tail will miss or a Thunder Wave will pop, and Cresselia will get to stay in and be able to fire off a now sun boosted Moonlight potentially. So a ton of possible healing.
Oh, look at that. Raging a Boltaru. Yeah, it is unfortunate. That paralysis really does hurt.
But so far, not playing a major factor.
Hey, wait anyway. I remember Addi saying they wanted to finish their games in 5 turns or less.
That didn't happen.
Exactly.
That's actually never been Addi's strategy here in the TBL. Addi, last season that she played in was almost every game was like a 1-0 or a 2-0. She played close with basically everybody, but managed to find a way to win in the end. It wasn't really her playstyle to just sweep from turn 1 and end the game.
Exactly. Yeah, no, this is tight like Tony the Tiger. These are some well-calculated moves. This is the type of shit I can't do. I do actually try to finish my games in 8 turns. That is I don't know what the fuck to do. Freeze!
I think things should not be able to get frozen in harsh sunlight, but
boo you. I'm gonna freeze.
Or here's a new interesting way to think about it. I think that the thaw chance should increase in harsh sunlight. So instead of being a flat 20% every turn or whatever it is, it'll be 50% in harsh sunlight.
Yeah, that would be,
Then you get frozen. It's still not a guarantee you'll thaw, but it does make it so that the sun has some impact,
Yeah, that would be logical. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I just gotta
Well,
chime in
I
real
have a
quick.
lot of
I
takes,
can't get over
like-
the fact that Moonlight heals you more when the sun's out.
It does. It's fucking silly.
There's the full paralysis popping right when the Cresselia gets healthy again.
Yeah. This is true. Save Ray, as the French would say.
The only move that Cresselia has offensively here is Ice Beam.
What does
Obviously, I don't think Addi wants to Lunar Dance quite yet. That's a little preemptive with a full HP entire team.
Oh, like Healing Wish.
What?
What does Lunar Dance do?
Lunar Dance is Healing Wish, but also heals your PP.
Oh, very, very interesting.
So fully
Oh,
restores your
oh.
Pokemon's HP, PP, and statuses, obviously.
Be gone, thought. This Dragon Tail is fascinating.
Finally, a physical attacker gets pulled in. It had to happen eventually. There were two choices. You know, it was a 1/3 chance, and it took 4. So you know, not statistically unlikely. Actually, every single Dragon Tail is brought in a different Pokemon, which is kind of interesting.
That is an unusual pattern.
But a physical attacker into the Hisui and Gudra, finally going to be able to actually pressure it to switch out, potentially.
Rock Slide, huh? Tight.
Addi certainly thinking here that it is going to switch out. I'm opting for a Rapid Spin, but there is a Mimikyu on the other side that could switch in on that and just completely negate it. Instead, we do see it is the Blastoise that comes in. Rocky Helmet Blastoise is going to chip down the Great Tusk.
Yeah,
As the Rapid Spin did.
Rotom is really good at these type of games that I suck at. I can't do the turns like this. I was like, why are you switching in Blastoise? Then I remembered it was Rocky Helmet.
And Blastoise also going to be rocking out with its own possible Rapid Spin for speed control, but more for hazards, as well as flip turn possibilities here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
A little concerned about Shell Smash as well, but
Ooh.
You know, seeing a Rocky Helmet set makes you a little less likely to see a Shell Smash.
Freeze!
It finally happened. Get enough Ice Beam clicks, it will eventually trigger.
You're fucking kidding me.
I mean, that was, what, 4 Ice Beams onto this Cresselia?
Ooh. I thought it was 3, but
Might have been
4.
3.
Statistically unlikely.
Yes.
Listen,
Cresselia
I'm
remains frozen here.
That's so fucking funny. And now he gets the momentum flip turn.
Now, we did also see a Healing Wish on the Ninetales, so, you know, it is possible to heal this Cresselia at the sacrifice of your Sunsetter. So I'm not sure that's what Addi wants to do, but it is a possibility to keep the Cresselia healthy and around.
You know, it should be Gliscor here.
Setting up Stealth Rocks or getting a knockoff off or something.
Toxic Orb.
Getting that, yeah, free Toxic Orb turn to get that pop.
Yes. Yes, I knew that's what he would remember. Free Toxic Orb.
We did already see an Ice Beam from Cresselia, and I don't think it dies to a single knockoff, so there is the possibility that Addi would stay in here despite the freeze to try to thaw out, fire off an Ice Beam. That is not an impossibility, and we actually do see that that's the play she's going to go for. Stealth Rock going to come out from the Gliscor, thinking it has a free turn here with the freeze. Does it? It does. Cresselia does stay frozen.
Does. When you have good luck, make it rain. Make it rain.
I mean, hacks have been a major factor in the early part of this TBL season for sure. We do see a knockoff coming out, doing about 30%, getting rid of the leftovers, though. That's going to reduce Cresselia's survivability long term. It's going to live another one, though, so it does get another chance to fire off an attack here, potentially.
I can't remember if it has a U-turn or not.
Is Gliscor? It does.
There he goes. All right, yeah. Me and him have been having a conversation about the empirical evidence of results of moves and outcomes in Pokemon, and I think we've come to the conclusive theory that it's okay to push your luck.
I mean, sometimes I do select moves because of the chance that they have to get a secondary effect that's just completely debilitating to my opponent. I will not deny that. Like, if I can't kill you with any of my moves, but one of them has a 10% chance to freeze and the other one doesn't, sometimes I'll just click that one. And
Right.
sometimes it works out.
You see, my theory is it's kind of like the weatherman. When he tells you that there's like a 90% chance of rain, what he really means 90% of the area is going to get rain, but 10% is not. So that's how I like to look at outcomes in the game, things that are statistically improbable. That's kind of to me how you explain like true RNG.
I mean, I think in this case, right, it was not the first click, it was not the second click. By the third click, you're starting to see that it's, you know, a possible. God, this fight is gonna. We could sit here a while. Cresselia staying frozen though, well beyond the 20% thaw out likelihood here. Lives on 1.
Insane. That is the oh man, if that Ninetales healing wish is here, that would be the play of the game.
I know, right? That Cresselia getting back to full, getting unfrozen. I know it doesn't have leftovers anymore, but it's still a problem for the.
That would be incredible. That would be so fucking insane. Oh man, no, I know I'm cheering for my boy Rotom, but I mean I respect Addi as a coach. I know they're very talented. I have faith that they will make very good decisions throughout the game, and that's kind of what I told Rotom was. You know, they're very good. They're very, very talented, and you have to treat them with that type of respect.
Oh yeah, and you don't get to be one of the #1 players in the community by full voting of every person who's got any sort of knowledge about the community. Addi is seen as one of the top coaches. You don't get there by tilting because some hacks happen, right? Like hacks happen. It's always going to be okay. How do I respond to that? You know, how do I come back from that? How do I combat it? And I don't think Addi's gonna lose her cool or anything here. I think she's gonna continue to fight, continue to think through these possible scenarios, including things like that healing wish on the Ninetales, getting the Cresselia back to full health and removing the freeze. Things like that are definitely going to be going through her head. And how does she position this mid game to an end game that she wants to be in?
Oh, overheat. Very, very, very interesting.
I mean, I think overheat in the sun is going to do decent damage, and if you're planning on sacrificing the Ninetales regardless,
I think he's going to Mimikyu. Oh, never mind. He's not switching to Mimikyu here.
It does like 30%, like 28% or so.
I forget. He is really good at doing math. He's really fascinatingly good at damage calculations, and it fucking annoys me, but like I'm sure that's what's informing his decisions, and it's why I can't like I knew Glitchcore earlier. I knew he was gonna switch in Hoodra on the Raging Bolt, but the kid does math, and he does it really well.
Yeah, I mean, this Goodra's proving to be an absolute nuisance for Addi, and I do agree with her decision not to try to rapid spin here. The rocks are scary. Obviously, there's a Charizard. We saw that it's not boots. So at some point, you do want to remove those, but the odds of a Mimikyu coming in to stop you from doing exactly that are way too high right now. So just opting not to do a rapid spin, just going for a headlong rush for big damage feels completely reasonable. And we do see that's actually going to be a 2 KO on this Blastoise.
That's wild. That's ludicrous.
There are 2 immunities now, so Addi does have a little bit of a thought to make here. I also agree with this play. Rapid spin now seems very improbable that the Mimikyu comes in this second, because if you're expecting another headlong rush to kill the Blastoise, then you're going to go out into one of your flying types. And otherwise, the Blastoise is staying in, and you're going to be able to fire off that rapid spin, get the rocks away.
Wow.
It does cost you the Great Tusk. It's the first kill of the match.
Wow.
Blastoise, though, pretty much dead. Rocks are gone, so Cresselia could come in if it needs to at any point, but it really just makes sure that the Charizard is way less pressured.
Wow. That's ludicrous.
And the crit, I don't think matters. Obviously, you know, every little bit of chip does end up mattering throughout the game of Pokemon. It's impossible to say nothing matters, but I think overall,
Nothing really
there is pretty
matters
similar.
to me.
I don't know. Am I allowed to sing pop culture songs on your stream?
Not well enough to get us DMCA'd, but otherwise you're fine.
Right. The monetization was the concern.
As long as you don't sing them well, you're fine.
Oh, thank God. All right. Yeah. Listen, I talk a lot about RNG, but there is a true 0% chance of me singing any song well. Ask Joe. Ask Dan.
Shout outs to Joe and Dan on this stream.
Ask the ask the Pinatas boys.
So we do see this is going to be a charcoal boosted, sun boosted, solar power boosted weather ball. Nothing's going to want to take that. I mean, I'm sure that Hisuian Gudra probably lives one here. I'm sure that Talonflame probably lives one, but neither could switch in on it. So Blastoise going to be the choice sacrifice here. It is a great Tusk for a Blastoise trade effectively, but getting rid of the rocks, keeping the Charizard at full HP here, all of that's going to help benefit Addi long term.
Oh, right. The rocks are gone. Oh, man. I forgot about that. Yeah, I wonder
Now we
what
do. There is that Mimikyu in the back. I don't want to spoil it for the viewers, but I also don't want to leave this one completely unknown because this set is crazy.
It is peculiar.
This set is actually absurd to me. I can say with honesty that I have never seen a Mimikyu set like that before. So we'll talk about it when that comes out. But for now, we'll just leave you with that little bit of mystery.
Yeah, I won't spoil.
And before we get to the end of the match, regardless of whether the Mimikyu ever comes out or not, we will talk about it, I'm sure. Perfect timing. Just as we were acknowledging the absurdity of the set that we're about to see unleashed. This is for everyone's reference, before I spoil anything else, this is a Choice Scarf Mimikyu. I'll go only that far, because whatever it locks itself into is going to surprise you. You could all guess in chat right now what move you think it's going to lock itself into with a Choice Scarf, and you're wrong.
Fucking Magikarp Splash.
As there's the Rain Dance Mimikyu, Rain Dance Choice Scarf Mimikyu here. Charizard going for the overheat. It's going to break the disguise, which is great. Now we know that this Mimikyu is going to have to switch out because it is choice locked into Rain Dance. But Addi doesn't know that.
Addi does because of the speed she put into Charizard.
Oh, does she?
Yes.
If it's max speed Charizard, yeah, that's fair. And knowing that this thing got sped, you know that it's choice scarfed. Not that the Charizard really... Well, the Charizard could then go for a Weather Ball, although it's at -2 special attack, so...
Pardon my French.
As the Talonflame comes in, a classic Rain Mon.
Yes. Just like the fucking Iron Chicken and Sun.
Ninetale's going to come back in and immediately reset the sun, but obviously we do know that this Talonflame also has Rain Dance. And Addi, reading the possibility of another Rain Dance being clicked, goes straight for Weather Ball here. And there's the Rain Dance. This Talonflame...
Oh, man. That's brutal.
Summon its own demise from the skies here. Addi, knowing that that's there, immediately punishing the Rain setup.
I understand why he did that.
But unfortunately, that is the life that Talonflame is leading here. It's the end of the Talonflame's existence. As in comes the Gliscor, which also doesn't appreciate a Weather Ball, but Ninetale's not as speedy, so not sure if it outspeeds the Gliscor. Going to opt to switch out for now, keeping that alive and around to set up the sun again later.
He does math. He wanted he didn't care if he took the Weather Ball. He wanted the rocks. That was the play. He was willing to sacrifice Talonflame to create the switch in for Gliscor to come in.
As the Charizard does get in before the rocks are up, does fire off a Weather Ball here for some damage against Goodra.
It doesn't do shit. Oh man. Yeah. I see why he wanted the Goodra so bad now. I was like, it's alright.
It's fat. It's so specially bulky. It's crazy.
So Hoodra was 100% his machination. But I pushed him for Terra Okidogi. That's my boy. Terra Okidogi is a fucking menace.
Ninetales does come in here to set up the sun again. But potentially at its own sacrifice. No! Goodra getting fully paralyzed in a meaningful moment. And for the record, Addi has reclaimed the numerical lead here in terms of the kills. We are still, what I would say, in the early mid-game part of this battle, but Addi opting to Healing Wish to remove that small advantage of numerical advantage in order to regain Cresselia's walling capabilities in the later part of this game. As a reminder, the TBL operates on a couple of different thresholds than many other leagues, and it does take some thought to actually prep your game plan around the TBL's point system. One of the most important thresholds to reach is, do you get a 4-0 or greater victory? It doesn't really matter if it's a 4-0, 5-0, or a 6-0. The exact differential is unimportant, but the getting a 4-0 gets you an additional point. If your opponent can lock you down to a 3 Pokemon deficit, exactly a 3-0, you will score 2 points for winning. Your opponent will not score anything for losing. And then when they can pull it to a 2-0 or closer, even if they lose, they are able to give you that. You score a point as a loser. So each of these mons dying is significant within the TBL's differential scheme, because if they get it to within a 2-0 game, it doesn't matter who wins, both teams will be scoring points. And at the end of the season, we have seen almost every year 1 point being the difference between making playoffs and not. So this is, every kill throughout the season does matter. You really do want to make sure you're reaching those different threshold numbers. And it can really affect the way that you play the game. So Charizard now, Solar Power boosted, Charcoal boosted, Sun boosted, Weather Ball just rips through the Hisui and Goodra here.
It does.
Now, importantly, Ninetales did go for the Healing Wish, gets itself out. Charizard was at full HP and therefore did not take the Healing Wish stat buff there. So it is still active in the back. So at some point, Addi is going to be able to give something else that Healing Wish. But Charizard, the rain being reset.
I was like, how do you control that? What is the mechanism? Charizard was...
For Healing Wish?
Yeah, no, the lunar... Yeah, the Healing Wish.
So Healing Wish, Lunar Dance, whatever, they don't activate until a Pokemon comes in that needs it. So it's just sitting there in the ether. And Healing Wish specifically just heals your HP and your statuses. So if your Pokemon is not statused and is at full HP, it will not activate. It'll just sit there. And until you bring in a Pokemon that requires it, it just sits there waiting for a Pokemon that needs it. And so then after you get healed, entry hazards take effect. So because the Healing Wish checked, Charizard was at full HP without a status, so it didn't activate. Then Charizard took the Stealth Rock damage. The Healing Wish stays up there waiting for something to come in that is damaged. And that could still be the Cresselia. If you can bring in something that isn't damaged right now, say the Hisui and Lilligant, then you can bring in the Charizard again and get it back to full HP and give it another couple of opportunities despite the rocks. So Addi does definitely know that interaction. She's definitely playing with that knowledge in mind that she has, if she wants it, a full HP Cresselia in the back waiting to come in unfrozen and just be another wall for her opponent to try to get through. Addi here picking up a kill on the Mimikyu. It was Choice Scarfed into Rain Dance, so he did see it click it a second time to be a willing sacrifice to allow Rotom into another Pokemon more freely and safely.
What a good soul.
Running out of Pokemon here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him use the Mimikyu a little differently, but the payoff is here with the booster energy, making the sacrifices to get it in safely. Now it can click Calm Mind pretty freely.
Yeah, no sun right now. Instead, the rain. So overheat, blast burn, not gonna do a ton of damage here. Addi thinking about that Terra on the Charizard right now, which would be kind of neat, to be honest, because it would mean that if it switched back in later, it would only take 25% from rocks and actually can survive. Plus, it gets extra damage right now. Addi recognizing that Terra Electric on that Hisuian Lilligant probably not going to come up in the way that this battle has worked itself out with just a Gliscor and an Iron Crown left. So opts to stay in, opts to Terra Fire. That's going to get double stab on the chosen fire type attack here. I didn't see if it was overheat or blast burn. But rain dampening, Calm Mind dampening.
Yeah, I don't know the math on this. I hope you ran it.
I also have no idea what the math is. I assume Iron Crown's going to live this hit. I don't know if it's going to be comfortable, though. I would call it uncomfortable.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to tell you what would have happened there.
I mean, charcoal plus double stab plus Charizard's pretty good special attack stat. Overheat's just strong.
Yeah, Rotom has done that.
I'm sure that both these players know the calc there that thing was going to live, but Addi feeling like that 60% was worth it. And if it didn't go for a Calm Mind and just killed the Charizard, I think Addi would have been also fine with that.
I hope Rotom remembers that Thunder Wave does not go through Substitute. Because that is... When we were discussing Cresselia, you blocked what do you call it? You blocked Thunder Wave with the Substitute. Yeah.
Giving the Healing Wish to the Raging Bolt, putting a message in chat saying that she accidentally misclicked the Raging Bolt to come in.
Tragic.
This is tough, though, because an Iron Crown is a problem. And Thunderclap's probably not going to kill after a Calm Mind. Psychic is going to 2-hit KO this Raging Bolt. And now Addi's in trouble.
I guess Rotom can't substitute at this point.
He may not need to. This may be game. Addi needed that Cresselia to be alive or the Charizard to get healed. This looks like the end of the road for Addi's winning streak. Rotom might have found a way out here. That freeze lasting for like 9 turns, definitely coming back to haunt Addi, but this thing's at low HP. But Addi opting to run, acknowledging that Psychic, 3 more Psychics will finish the game. And it is Rotom, week 1 of this season, coming out with a 2-0 victory. That is 2 points to Rotom. Addi, of course, still getting a point here. So not all is lost.
My lad, my cad, my sad castle Rotom.
Wow.
Holy shit,
oh my
dude.
gosh.
Bro.
Dude.
Didn't it pay off?
Oh, it totally did. It totally did.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh. No, I need you guys to understand how stressed I was during that game.
That was painful, dude.
I can tell both of you were locked in for every move there. Really focused on the interactions, the calcs, everything. Just finding those openings, those windows. Addi's still deafened here, but we do have Rotom with us, and congratulations to Rotom, of course.
Thank you so much.
Picking up the 2-0 victory, which in the TBL is a 2-point gain. But the London Shockwave, of course, not all is lost here. Losing an 0-2 game is still worth 1 point. So Addi does manage to pick up that point. And funnily enough, joins the Pallet Town Palafins as the top ranked team in the Violet Conference right now. As both crossovers were close losses for the Violet Conference.
Well, that genuinely, that game was so stressful. I did not really think I had what it takes to get through it, but I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I told him you were good at math. Sorry.
Yeah. I go into my calcs a lot. But I do have to say, there was definitely a lot of like cheesiness to the game as well. That freeze was actually insane. It really allowed me to not really need to worry about the Cresselia as much as I would have needed to.
Oh, for sure. And the fact that it lasted for so long just gets you.
Oh, totally. What was it, like 8 turns or something?
Yeah, 7 or 8. I forget the exact count.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I was genuinely surprised to not see Weavile. Just because, like, that's what I built my Blastoise for. So,
oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. So it allowed me to kind of use that against the Great Tusk instead, which felt nice because then I felt like I didn't need to break Mimikyu's disguise to have to stop Rapid Spin, because then I could just get the recoil from Rocky Helmet instead on that.
Yeah, no, an absolutely huge sequence of turns there for you to just find your answers, find your way through, and set up for that late game Iron Crown opportunity. You know, we have some messages from Addi that she wanted to go into the Cresselia to get the Healing Wish there, and give a Thunder Wave for the Iron Crown. But telling us during the stream that you have Substitute.
Yes, I do.
And you would have still been healthy enough to fire one off there. Would you have clicked it, or would that have not?
Well, I don't know if it would have mattered at that point, because if we're talking about the late game, I had Rocks up.
Lunar Wish and Healing Wish activate before any entry hazards.
Yeah, so
oh,
Cresselia
do they?
Got
it. Okay, then yeah, at that point, I definitely would have like substituted up, tried to see if I could get more Calm Minds going, but I don't know. Realistically, sorry, I'm not great at commentating. I was not expecting to, I guess, get this far.
I told you had this shit, dude.
Well, just an incredible game, and congratulations, of course. We can make it so you don't have to suffer too much with the commentary portion. Anything you want to say, you're welcome to say, but we don't have to, make you uncomfortable here.
Yeah, no worries. I want to try and do a little bit better with like actually talking. So like I'm always excited to try and talk. I stumble over my words a lot.
No worries. It's a different skill, and honestly, if you have any interest in trying to commentate someone else's battle, it's a little bit less nerve-wracking because obviously you're not doing it.
Yeah.
But we love to have those perspectives, and I think a lot of people who said that they were nervous about commentating over the course of TBL history have tried it out and ended up really enjoying it and sticking it out. So if anyone watching also wants to try commentating, feel free to let us know, and we'll try to put you on a stream. We'll always, you'll never be alone. You'll always have a partner, so you're not just like stuck doing it all by yourself. And if you are uncomfortable or you don't know what you want, we'll try to give you someone who's very experienced, so they can help you sort of navigate those feelings and emotions and moments. But overall, we're here for battles, and that was an incredible battle, a long, grueling battle with a lot going on, and just a lot to stay focused during. So. Just an incredible thing to be able to watch and be a part of.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. I know there's another battle, so I won't keep you guys too much longer with me. But thank you guys for watching, I guess, and I hope to see you guys in the next week.
Yeah, we'll see you back next week for your week 2 match and opponent, and good luck in that. And we'll take care for now. But the stream's not over yet.
So. Oh yeah, I'll be switching over to Twitch now, and so I can watch you guys next.
There you go.
Well, you can watch me lose 5-0.
I hope.
Buddy, if I got this, you got this too.
Nah, shit, I hope. We'll find out, bud.
One way or another, one of Boyd or I will take the lead in the division. One way or another, because so far no one else in our division has won yet. So whoever wins will be winning. That's just how it works.
Stay brave, French would say. Yeah, I've got my coin, my magic quarter ready. for all of these coin flip decisions, so I hope you're ready for some chaos.
Oh, I expect to get hexed as badly as possible. I prep for it, you know. I
Nice.
rework like showdown mocks to make sure that I get the worst possible hacks in every game to see if my strategy still works.
Well, if you two are ready, I can go ahead and take over. If you two want to mute and deafen up, and we'll get the stream going.
Sure, you taking on this one by yourself?
Yep.
Yeah. What do I gotta do? Do I just
You just leave.
I'll message.
And I will deafen, so feel free to just ping when you're ready.
Will do. All right, we are going to go ahead and get right into it, folks. Appreciate you all hanging on. Heck of an interesting way to start this season off for these teams, but we're going to jump right into the next one. Our previous commentators are the coaches for this match. Goldoa with the New York Empoleons taking on Boyd, the Venus Venusaurs. This is a Violet Conference match, battle between the 4th pick and the 8th pick. On the New York Empoleon side, we see this team led by Meowscarada with Terra Captains Frostmoth and Braviary. They are supported by Skarmory, Iron Moth, Primarina, Donphan, Spidops, Iron Hands, and Iron Boulder. This team's got a lot of iron in there for you. On the flip side, we see the Sun team led by Iron Bundle. I will never not chuckle at that just because it's not what you expect. Iron Bundle supported by the Roaring Moon, Lando T, and Namorous, which is a Terra Captain. Other Terra Captains include Braviary and Venusaur. And then rounding out the team, we have Bronzong, Blaziken, Regieleki, and the Sunsetter itself, Torkoal. Right off the bat, taking a look at this matchup, it is going to be interesting. Right off the bat, first thing I see is that speed advantage goes to Boyd's team. Iron Bundle and Regieleki, the two fastest mons taken in this entire draft, immediately put speed control within the grasp of Boyd's team. In addition, they do have some interesting options between the Terra Captains of Braviary, Venusaur, and Enamorous. Now, one of the things that does jump out to me on this is the interesting speed tiers and how they play out here. Because of the speed that Void's team has, really all within that 80 range, it is potentially possible that even though Blaziken can get up to +2 speed with Speed Boost, Venusaur can get up to +2 with Chlorophyll, Scarfers on the Empoleon side can still outspeed that, or Webs to knock him down one tier. Iron Boulder with a base 124, Meowscarada base 123, give him that speed edge that it really does make it tough to guarantee potential speed control unless Boyd is doing some setup with his speed mons on his side. Both teams with solid spinners for hazard removal. It'll be interesting to see if hazards become a factor here. On the Goldoa side, we do see a lot of mons that have some versatility. Very interesting between the symmetry of the Iron Moth and the Skarmory. Skarmory able to take a lot of physical hits with good recovery moves, and the Frostmoth, thanks to its ability and stats, can be a specially defensive tank. Void really potentially going to be a question of how do they utilize the Sun with this team and can they get the synergy going? But at this point, I think there's enough speculation going on that we can get ready to jump right into the match. Let me ping the coaches to let them know. And they have been made aware that they can search, and on the screen you should be seeing our teams for this matchup. We actually already have them from the pace of the coach. On the New York Empoleon side, they are led by Meowscarada, Frostmoth, Iron Boulder, Donphan, Iron Hands, and Primarina. Whereas on the other side, we have the Venus Venusaur. They are, in fact, leading the Iron Bundle, but no Sun this week for them as they have Roaring Moon, Lando T, Bronzong, Enamorous, and Blaziken. So this will be interesting to see how it all plays out and what the ideas are. We do have the sets for both coaches, so it's going to be a question of what they end up going to here. Here we can quickly see the items on Goldoa's side. We do see both Scarf for Meowscarada and Iron Boulder, which actually can help with the speed control, as the only thing guaranteed to outspeed them is going to be Blaziken at +3 or Iron Bundle with Scarf and max speed. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out and what the game plan is. But both coaches are locked in, and we are ready to see the battle underway. This game should be good. I've seen Goldoa doing a lot of prep for this, so we'll have to see what the ultimate plan is. Right off the bat, we see the Enamorus coming out, taking on the Primarina. Primarina with the Assault Vest, as we did see, which does make this interesting. Just entering them into the calcs, advantage off the first glance is going to be potentially the Primarina. Its Ice Beam can do a ton here, but right off the bat, we see a Terra immediately into Fairy. No hesitation from boy side. Terra out of the question. Moonblast coming out here should do just under 40% without a crit. Do we see that? We do. Big time hit. And they get the 30% special attack drop. Absolutely huge. Moonblast comes out for the Primarina as well. That special attack drop, absolutely huge there for Boyd right off the bat. We do see this Primarina does have Aqua Jet, so interesting priority for late game. Does make it a little bit interesting. We also saw that the Enamorus outsped the Primarina, interesting enough, which shouldn't normally happen unless there's either speed investment in Enamorus or a speed minus nature for Primarina. So the fact that Enamorus is the faster one is interesting. We see the election to stay in. Moonblast going to come out again, dealing big damage. Gets another special attack drop. Surf's going to come out and do a just under halfway there. Absolutely huge there for Boyd early. 2 Moonblast special attack drops right off the bat. And on Goldoa's side, not really any Mons that want to come in on a Terra boosted Fairy Moonblast. I mean, you do have Skarmory, but Skarmory's not exactly a special attack wall. It's not going to enjoy it. We do see the Aqua Jet priority come out, dealing damage, and then Moonblast going to finish off the Primarina. So right off the bat, the 1v1 match goes to the Enamorus with some help of 2 Moonblast lowering rolls. Now, one thing I will say, and this can come up, the Enamorus is running a Custap set. We saw the AV for the Primarina. Enamorus with Custap, I don't know exactly how much damage it's taken, if it's potentially in range for Custap to pop. That will be interesting to see. But right off the bat here, we do see Iron Boulder come in. We do know that this is Scarfed. And realistically, Mighty Cleave here looks to be fairly free. The only real answer for it being the Bronzong. And we see the Custap pop. It was within range to immediately activate. Oh, but Boyd did not know that. And so the Custap pop to endure. Oh no, it could have gotten off the huge attack. The tech worked as intended, however, instead it popped and it's going to go to waste. Oh, how unfortunate there. I mean, that could have absolutely caught Goldoa off guard, and we're looking at potentially, you know, 70% damage on the Iron Boulder. Instead, this thing remains healthy, and the Enamorus goes down. Absolutely brutal. You hate to see it in these moments. The Iron Boulder evening the score as both teams are down 1 Mon. We see the Intimidate come out on the Lando. Iron Boulder now at -1. Curious to see what the play here is going to be for Goldoa. A lot of pondering here. Mighty Cleave here, not going to be doing a whole lot, so I don't think there's any desire for Goldoa to stay in. Elects to go into the Dawn Fan here, maybe anticipating potential Stealth Rocks to come out. We are unsure. Let's see what the game plan is. And with the correct read, Stealth Rocks do come out of the Landorus. No spin, however, on this Mon. Interesting enough. So Rocks are here to stay and are officially up for the remainder of the match on Goldoa's side. So now Void's sitting here wondering what the play is, likely anticipating Rocks to come out, or not Rocks, Stealth Rapid Spin to come out, removing the Rocks. Have to see what the read is here. We see them stay in, just click Earthquake, going to deal big damage, and the knockoff comes out, revealing the Rocky Helmet as it's now removed. And this is going to get interesting, because Donphan does have Ice Shard. And Ice Shard does a little over half, not enough to kill, but Earthquake should pick up the final hit here, and Donphan goes down early. So Rocks are up, Donphan's down. Absolutely huge turn there for Boyd. Score is 4-5. Curious to see what the play here is going to be for Goldoa. I don't think Rocks are a huge issue here. None of his Mons are really weak except for the Frostmoth, which is Boots. So now it's kind of a question of what do you want to come in to deal with the Landorus here, which is very low. Elects to go for the Iron Hands. Now we can see here that it is Shookaberry, but Fake Out without the Rocky Helmet is going to allow Iron Hands to just pick up the kill here. Keep it Shookaberry. Very nicely done. Score back to 2-0. Momentum back to the other side. Whereas the first match, we saw a very long time before we saw any kills. Here, we're just a couple of turns in and we're already seeing some heavy action. Very curious to see where this ends up going next. Chat is popping off as always. IC Play taking on the role of the Pokédex, answering a lot of questions. Appreciate that as always. A lot of involvement, so always appreciate that. Interesting position here, as Iron Hands is a unit, it is a tank, it is scary in this position. And you don't really have any Mons on Boyd's side that want to come in on it right now. You do have Bronzong. So this will be an interesting of what the two Mons do in front of each other here. Now this is where it can get spooky for Goldoa. I do know the set here for the Bronzong, and it is a spooky one if Goldoa does not play around it well. This is a heat-proof leftovers setup Mon that has Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Body Press, and Stored Power. Oh, and that crit is absolutely huge. My goodness. Oh, nearly kills the Bronzong, which clicks Iron Defense. Becomes pointless now, as now any move or a gust of wind could practically finish off this Bronzong. Absolutely nasty crit there. I don't know how much it would have mattered long term, but it absolutely just negates this entire set and lets Iron Hands just get back to full as if nothing happened. Absolutely terrifying there. This Iron Hands looks to be in prime position to just do some damage. It is at -1, however, so it'll be an interesting position to see what they do to play around it. Now, interesting here, because of the speed investment and the Scarf on Boulder, Blaziken will not outspeed at +1. It will not outspeed at +2. It will only outspeed at +3. So if Goldoa decides to go for some heavy hitting moves here, he can punish. Close combat potentially has a chance to kill the Blaziken. It is not very bulky. Instead, we just see the Earthquake come out, and because it was able to save the Shuka from the Fake Out killing the Landorus, it can eat that relatively well, and I think Close Combat just kills the Blaziken here, especially after the Life Orb chip. It does. My goodness. Iron Hands is just eating here. I mean, the only two mons remaining are Roaring Moon, which absolutely does not want to take a close combat, and Iron Bundle. I'm wondering if Gold's going to be in a position here where he feels like he needs to swap out just because this bundle is at -2. We do see the photosynthesis go off for the Roaring Moon. It is set up to be faster, so it is +1 speed. I mean, if Goldoa's doing the calcs here, he may just stay in and go for a Drain Punch or a close combat. We see Earthquake come out. It will be enough to kill, however, so Iron Hands does go down. Roaring Moon able to finally put an end to its terror, but not before Iron Hands picks up 3 kills. And now Goldoa's team looks to be in a fairly strong position. I mean, if this Iron Boulder has Sacred Sword, which I believe it does, it just can really put in some major work here. It does have Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword would not one-shot the Roaring Moon, so potentially needing to be careful here in terms of how you want to play around it. We see Meowscarada being the play here. Because of Scarf, it does outspeed the photosynthesis boosted Roaring Moon. If they go with a triple axle here, it needs to land all 3 to kill. However, it's going to get 1. It gets 2. Does it get the 3rd? It does. Roaring Moon goes down. This does reveal that Meowscarada is Scarf. However, I don't know if that's going to matter here, as the only mon remaining is going to be the Iron Bundle. And I think Frostmoth just comes in on the Iron Bundle and just eats whatever it wants to click. So I think it's more a matter of, can Boyd manage to get 1 more kill here? If they are able to, that'll at least secure them 1 point. If not, Goldoa will come away with 2 points here and the victory. Goldoa debating what to do here, wanting to potentially scout. I mean, Meowscarada is now Terra Ice, so it's going to resist Ice Beam. Hydro Pump will be neutral. A lot of decisions to make here. Honestly, I think at this point, it's just a matter of you need to pick a mon to potentially sacrifice and get information here. Either that or just go right into the Frostmoth. Frostmoth, if it can take whatever hit this bundle is going to give out, should be okay. We see a Hydro Pump come out, and that's pretty big damage, but Moth should be all right. Another Hydro Pump comes out, landing. Moth lives it, goes for the Bug Buzz. Not enough to kill. So potentially here, if Hydro Pump hits, we see a 2-0, but instead it's going to be a miss, and that is going to be it for the end. Hydro Pump not able to secure the final kill for Boyd's team. Instead, Frostmoth will pick up a kill of its own, giving Goldoa the 3-0 victory. Very unfortunate, but well played endgame. Iron Hands just really had no answer for it. And it came in and it put in work.
Well, that stinks.
Boyd is back and joining with us, and Goldoa is unmuted. Gentlemen, compared to the last one, much faster paced match.
Yeah,
You felt faster.
yeah, good game.
It's really flying. That game was flying by. I don't know. I got excited.
I kicked myself for not understanding how Kustat Berry works.
Yeah, when I saw that,
Not a great, situation for sure.
I don't think it ended up mattering, but it would have been 1 more kill.
What did you click into the boulder?
Earth Power or Moonblast.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you're OKOing with an Earth Power there.
it would have put you into range of. So full transparency, having seen the set, so gentlemen will have access to go back to look at the VOD. If it would have hit Moonblast would have done the most damage, and it would have done about 70% after the rocks. That would have made it so that way the Scarf bundle at the end could have potentially clicked Ice Beam, and Ice Beam would have potentially killed. Would not have mattered ultimately in the long run.
I don't think you could click Ice Beam with Frostmoth still around.
No, it being Scarf there at the end really was a rough position. Goldoa,
Yeah.
I was worried for you when you let Donphan go down because the Bronzong was a full set dance setup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew that that Rocky helmet chip from the knockoff. If I had just gone straight for an Ice Shard, then my Donphan would have lived more comfortably. But I kind of thought that Lando was going to be preserved after the rocks, so I was like, all right, like let's just fire off a knockoff into the switch in, and got max punished because then it meant that Ice Shard didn't kill, and the Rocky helmet put me in range of the next earthquake. So
Yeah, I just like punching shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that close combat crit into the Bronzong absolutely solidified an advantage for me where I don't know if I had one before that.
it'd be that way sometimes. I
And
do have.
I
to
do
say-
think I had answers to Bronzong. I don't think I was just dead in the water. Sacred Sword from like Boulder was always going to be like a true bailout, and I did have special attacks from the Frostmoth, so like I thought I could kill it eventually, but I wanted to get some damage, like 50% off on it, but got very
Yes.
fortunate that the crit happened.
So he having seen the calcs, I will tell you, gentlemen, of what would have happened from that is without the crit, close combat is doing at a min roll of 199 damage, or 58% or 59% roughly. So that would have put Boyd down to 32% after a +2 to the defense, and the leftovers putting you back up to 38. Close combat is doing then 30%, so Bronzong wasn't able to revenge kill, and basically enough close combats, and Iron Hands just is able to eventually beat the Bronzong even without the crit.
I don't know if Bronzong isn't able to revenge kill though, because I'd be at like -3, right?
So that was the first. So you'd have been -2.
Oh, maybe at -2. Okay.
So at
and I was
-2
plus 12 because the
defense,
Blaziken helmet
body
came in
press
it.
was only doing 50% at a high roll.
Yeah, Blaziken. I mean, then Iron Hands get revenged by something else, so I'm forced to either
Yeah.
like swap it out and let Blaziken try to set up, or just sacrifice it to Blaziken. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it changes the game, right? That crit mattered a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, hey, I mean, it'd be that way sometimes, right?
welcome
I talk
Pokemon,
about-
you know, like that's. I think it's fair for the 2 special attack drops that allowed the Enam to live in the first place. You know, I think that's balanced because I calced that I was in Torrent after the second Moonblast. So if I'm still at full HP, or not full HP, but full special attack, and Torrent boosted, then the Surf either kills or guarantees that Aqua Jet kills. So then the custom doesn't matter. But even at -1, there were some rolls that could kill with the Surf into Aqua Jet combo. But -2, it was crazy. So, like, you know, that's the game we play. There's hacks everywhere, positive, negative. You got to play around them. You got to figure out your lines. That's what we were talking about literally in the last game. So it's
Yeah,
funny to, like,
I just
show
went
that
on a
really.
drop bundle. It was funny. It was so fucking funny. The Iron Chicken. It was a funny idea, but yeah, it doesn't work. I see that now.
I mean, it's scary as a mon for sure, as an individual Pokemon, but it's got to land Hydro Pumps, and
Not
you know,
even. Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I
when you're
mean-
done and you can't really have those Hydro Pumps, it does kind of.
Even if I
limit.
hit the Hydro Pump at the end, I wasn't winning anyway. Like,
Yeah, Meowscarada lives one. I knew if you were Scarfed, then that was the best play for me to go into Frostmoth first. So I could get the Meowscarada back to see what you Scarfed.
Yeah.
If you were like sub, then Bug Buzz just kills. So I was like, all right, you know, I'm not gonna click Triple Axle again, so I'll just switch out.
No fear
that
for
just
the
allowed-
no fear for the Quiver Dance Iron Bundle.
I mean, again, if it's a sub first, to try to get safely into that, then the Bug Buzz. I mean, I'm really not with a Frostmoth. I'm not afraid of special attackers. Maybe I'm overvaluing this bug, but
no, I think you're correctly valuing it.
it
That's
literally
what.
just makes special attackers not a problem.
It really does.
Um,
Yeah, Bundle's not a good fit with that team. I see it now. I went on ahead and dropped it for Wake.
I was looking at Walking Wake for a
We-
long time. I think that's a really good one.
We have
And
been
with Sun, especially.
that has been the thing that I think everyone said is, man, this team's a walking wake away from being terrifying.
Iron Bundle was very funny. It was haha. I really did. I wanted to see it with my own two eyes. I had to confirm it.
I respect that, and it's definitely in before week 2, so it will be an active transaction for you going into week 2. So maybe I'm just glad I got the chance to face you before you had the Walking Wake.
Yeah, no, I'm conducting my Pokemon RNG theory studies, and yeah, Iron Bundle's feng shui is terrible. I am never going to use that thing again.
And officially noted that
but-
the transaction went through and it's updated on the sheet.
All right,
Yeah.
well, there's another battle tonight, isn't there?
There is
Yeah.
one. It is in about an hour and a half from now. And that is going to be between the Roman Polions taking on the Canadian Ceruledges. That is Coach Aaron taking on Zach Vander. So about an hour and a half. Godbear and I will be back with you to commentate that one. And then we are 5 matches into week 1 done.
Yeah. Definitely proving to be a one to remember. I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about in the recap stream later on.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, who's playing next?
Aaron, Zach.
Oh, tight.
So yeah, check that out for sure. We will be back again as the TBL. I will not be back, but the TBL will be back, so definitely check that one out.
Excellent. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here. We are 4 matches in, 5th one to come later tonight. As always, we appreciate you all for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. Take care. Have a good one.